Hello, this is tso.trade, and today I'm gonna show our Camarilla Pivots indicator. If you wish to purchase and use it, how to configure its settings, how to check the backtesting, and so on. So right away, this is TradingView indicator. And you're gonna see something similar in your TradingView. You're gonna see a chart, and you can always check the strategy tester. This is where that's where you're gonna see backtesting. Now backtesting is crucial because this whole algorithmic trading is basically based on patterns. And patterns, while they can slightly change, they they're pretty close. So it's best to at least do the deep back testing up to at least 5 years, and you're gonna be able to do any of your configuration. As what we suggest, just first see what the initial date range. This is basically as far as trading you can go with current time frame, depending on the amount of signals and trades and everything. This is as far as trading you can go, and as you can see, it goes up to February 13, which is around 6 months. And it's not set to 6 months, it's just the amount of capabilities of TradingView. So it's always best to first see if it makes sense, if it looks good. 75% is pretty good for 6 months. So even though in the beginning it goes down, what I like about it is it then consistently goes up. But it's best to always check at least 5 years. So this is pretty much, in here you can see the instruments and which you can trade, S&P, Bitcoin, whatever. So without further ado, let's get into the indicator. So it's gonna show you whether a position is open, where there's a take profits, or you're gonna close for the end of the day, or there's gonna be stop loss. As I go down the settings, which you can find right here, I'm gonna demonstrate a bunch of capabilities and what's where. So with the very first one is stats table, which is right here. It's gonna show you if direction of the position if it's open. It's gonna show you the last take profit taken if it was taken, and it's gonna show you current profit loss. And just profit loss from entry to the current point. It does not calculate how many take profits you've taken or not. The next one is date range. You can set specific date range if you wish. If you want to see, like, not this month but last month, you can set it up here. But mainly just you could use it just to start when you're gonna start using this indicator, you're gonna start trading. Just set this date here, and you can compare and make sure it matches your real-time results. As there could be, if right away, let's get this squared first. In properties, you can set up your initial capital, how many, your order size, and slippage, and commission. Now this is very important, obviously. Now for this example uses indexes, and it uses basically stocks of indexes purchased and sold. There is slippage. We use TD Ameritrade, but it is basically 50 by 50%. It works either against us or for us. sometimes when you close the trade, you close it slightly below because the price suddenly jumped, or above. So there's really, after some extensive testing, it just doesn't make any sense. The result is the same. However, if you're gonna use this on Forex, for example, Euro USD pair, in our indicators, I always set this by default to 15 ticks, which equals 1.5 pip, which is a spread, and it's very important to do so. So make sure, if you don't know, just feel free to contact us, and we can help you. If you're gonna use a specific instrument and you don't know what to put here, just let us know. We're gonna help you out. As same for indexes, this is gonna be stock number. For Forex, this is gonna be lots number. And for Bitcoin, for example, it's gonna be amount of Bitcoins number. And this is, of course, initial capital you start with. And if you're gonna trade options, make sure there's a commission. Depending on what kind of commission, they can have a for TD Ameritrade, it's USD per contract, 65 cents. That's what they do. And you want to make sure you set this up, because you don't want to find a good configuration, then just find out that commission or slippage or whatever just eats the whole profit. Let's continue. So next, after date range, there's a trading schedule. As you can see, as example here, this is a trading schedule turned on. This is intraday style configuration and setting. If you turn it off, doesn't matter when or what time, what day. For Bitcoin, for example, it's just gonna, whenever there's a signal, it's gonna open. Whenever there's a take profit, it's gonna notify, alert you, no matter when. And this is part of the schedule is end of day. As you can see, this position is closed at the end of the day, right before the end of the day, because it's set so, which can also be off, depending on how you want to do it. It is pretty very important thing here is the trading schedule hours. As you can see right now, it's set to close at 2:45 p.m. Eastern time, and that means that in here, sorry, it's going to be a little confusing. The time will show, because I'm at Central Time, so this is not 13:55, this is 14:55. So basically at 14:55 Eastern Time, right after here, there's going to be no more signals. However, it's going to still, this algorithm is still going to take profits if it hits, and it's going to close right before the market close. What's important is to make sure this, if you use end of day position close, make sure the trading schedule hours match your end of day position close. It's explained here as well. Just make sure you do that. As for example, there is a before power hour setting. Just a heads up. Power hour is the last hour of trading session. Market is open, and often during the last, why it's called power hour, there may be sudden huge move, not huge but big moves in any direction. May become hectic. So for this setup, I don't want any signals open once the power hour starts. That's why it's 14:45 is the last time. 15 minutes before power hour starts is the last chance for a signal to open. Now if I would want to completely close out before power hour, I would switch it to this, and power hour is a red background, and boom, right before power hour it just closes the whole position. The results may vary, but it's really, you gotta experiment. but it's available. Or it's not gonna close at all, and you can see there's a take profit 4, and now beyond, the position is open up to the next day, and you see next day it takes take profit 5, because right now we are at 5 take profit number of profits. So, but like if you would trade options, it's gonna be for a whole day. You're basically leaving your position overnight. Or if you trade on intraday margin, same thing. So just make sure to review the setting thoroughly before anything. Okay, so next is a trading system. There's basically three trading systems. The first one is open until either take profit or stop loss is hit. As stop loss in here is always going to be the crosses. Take profit, the very first one is fat circles, and then the next consecutive take profits are smaller circles. So with this setting, it's either the position will be open until stop loss or all take profits are taken, or it's closed and the end of the day. Let's put it back on. Or yeah, if or until the position is closed at the end of the day. Now next setting is OCA, which means one cancels another. This is very similar, except if there's going to be an opposite position while you have a position open, it's going to close this one, the current position, immediately and open the opposite one. The rest is the same. And the third one is there's no basically no take profits or stop losses. It's open until basically there's long, there's short, that's it. Or it will, if you turn on end of day, yes, it will turn close at the end of the day, but there is no take profits, so you just basically go in non-stop in either direction. Now there are sources. A source is when the position is open. For this particular indicator, Camarilla Pivots, we have developed and found out the best 3 sources to. Some of them are matching the original idea. Some of them we came up ourselves. One source, or source 1, is S3, which means support 3 is been bounced off. As you can see, this candle, this one, it's bouncing off S3. And with this source, take profits, if you set them more than 1, are going to be R3, which is, you can see the fat circles. R4, this is take profit 1. R5, this is take profit 3, and the remaining are a smart formula we developed. Because since it's out of bounds, but it still can go far. So, yes. So, the source 2 is similar, but it's a different setup. It's R4 to R5, long. And similar to short, let me make sure we cover both sides. Similar as source 1 goes S3 this way and R3 this way, the source 2 goes R4 up and S4 down. So you could, if I switch off source 1, you can just you can use either or all of them, whatever comes first. So let me switch source 1 off, and you should see there's a position open at R4. Here you go. Here's our R4 position. And for this particular setup, it doesn't look good. So it's always up to experimentation. Now, source 3 are the breakouts, Camarilla Pivot breakouts, which are the outside the support and resistance lines. And I can show you that as well, as this looks like a signal. if there would be no position open, let's take a look. Aha, there you go. And since there with a outbound breakout there are no pivots, there is a smart formula we calculated using the actual pivots to set some take profits. So for this example, let's just turn them on, all on. Next is the current position stop loss SL with opposite position open signal at the same time. So basically, if there's a stop loss and an opposite position signal at the same time, for example, if this one would open, go down, and stop loss, this is the stop loss here, S4, as you have seen before, source 2 short is S4, and if that same candle, which would stop loss the long position, would match a signal for short position, it would immediately close the current position and open the opposite position. It shows some interesting results. So it's, especially with Forex, I don't know why, but Forex likes to do those things. Now this is a regular stop loss. Yes, you can turn it off. We strongly suggest to keep it on, but just for experimentation, feel free to play around with it. Now, next is signal candle bar consuming take profit. What that means is if, for example, there's a very big candle which consumes the whole, like it goes so far, it consumes the first take profit line, which in here is R3. This usually is a fundamental thing. Either something happened, something is not right or really good. Something is not good or really good. And with this signal, stop loss becomes pretty far away. And if you just don't want to deal with it, you just skip the signal. However, such signals with big candles could also mean there's gonna be momentum movement. So you can choose to push take profits, and if this happens, it's gonna push the first take profit further away. That way you can there's still gonna be a bigger stop loss, but there's gonna be a bigger take profits. So so that's a cool thing we developed. You could play around with it, and you saw it showed 79% against 74.84. So yeah, the multi-profit system for stop loss. This is only for multi-profit because you can only move stop loss if there is more take profits to take. You can see it right away. See in here it's set up and it's set static. No matter what happens. If it's dynamic, you could see it's gonna move at the first take profit. And boom, it moved right to entry. Basically reducing your risk. And it's a cool feature. Some of our indicators have even more dynamic system where take profits are also dynamic, and with each take profit our stop loss will move along. But it was not included here because it doesn't really make sense for this setup, because with Camarilla Pivots, those pivots are set, and it was just not really suitable for this setup. Next is the number of TPs, number of take profits. We found so far very good results using at least from 3 to 5, but you could set it to 1 and you can see what happens. Each position will, I mean, it's not a bad result for this particular setup. It's just, you see this? Up, down, up, down. This is not a good, really. It eventually went up, but this is not something I would want to see. Well, anyways, this could be better for options maybe, because you need to open and close positions quickly. As you know, with options there is a decay. So if it's gonna be long, but you could still see this one takes a while to close. You know, the fastest you close your position with options, the better. And you can see there is more trades like this. There's one take profit. There's a stop loss. There's another open, and it will still be a good profitable day. But just if it's just 3, it would be a perfect day. Just 1, 2, 3, done. But it's, you know, it all depends. You always have to experiment. Next, let's set it to 5. It's gonna make it easier to show all the features. Next is TP offset. And you can see all of these settings are explained in here. Pricing not crossing the target, but near the target. So, for example, you see this candle bar? It's closed right under the R3 resistance pivot. And imagine it would close here and just go down. Let me set this to static. It's gonna be easier. So if sometimes it showed some good results, and you want to catch these near target ones, you just turn this on, and for S&P, this is gonna be 15 cent off set. As you can see, all our take profits moved slightly 15 cent down. And boom, this one catches the trade. Now for this day, that would probably be less profitable, but sometimes it really shows awesome results. And just make sure you set it correctly depending on the instrument you're trading. For S&P 500, since right now the price is at $454, and basically 10-15 cents is somewhere near the take profit, but not there. So as for Евро USD, you'd have to USD. It would make sense to make something like 0.0005. As you're gonna send it to 0.15 for Евро USD, it's gonna be a huge price jump, and it just not gonna make any sense. Similar for Bitcoin, it would make sense to make it $5, $10, or even $50. So it's all explained here. So, and you always gonna see that it's slightly moved away. If take profit is gonna be just gone from the screen, then double check the number. That's probably incorrect. So let's turn it off. Next is signal analysis, which is one of the greatest features of all of our indicators, as you're gonna see this on all of them. Candle color, this is actually a great example right here. As you can see, this is a bearish candle. It's yellow or red by default colors. So if we turn this on, this signal will disappear and there will be no signal. And there you go. And you see in this particular situation, it caused a stop loss. And it doesn't look really good at all for this setup. But for we have seen this make a big difference. So it's always finding a good combination. Skip opposite candle. This one would skip a signal if the candle structure would be opposite from the signal direction. So for example, if this little falling star right here, if it would, let me just point it out, if it would be somehow bouncing off upward for a long signal with this setting, it would be skipped, as these can be, you know, uncertain. Similar, skip doji. It's indecisive candles, and you know doji. Here's a doji. It's a little body of the candle, and sticks on both sides. So here's your candle analysis. Which is it's best to use them for intraday for shorter trades really. If it's a swing or long trade, this really doesn't matter. Next is oscillators, VWAP, moving averages, ATR, MACD, RSI, all of these pretty cool tools and features which you can filter out bad signals. For example, VWAP, it should appear right now. Here's a VWAP, and if the signal is above VWAP, it's gonna show you a signal. Right away, look at this result. This is not a good result. So for this setup, it's bad. Similar, there's Elliott wave oscillator, which we found some good setups. It also can be Elliott wave oscillator color, bullish, bearish, or slope. It's not going to be shown anywhere on the chart, but there is also a slope is mainly like a direction, while the color, which it could be more short-term changes. And you just want to like play around with these, find the best configuration. Like each number, look at this, 70%. What it was, 20? 3%. So they all are important. So as you can see, there is going to be hundreds, if not more, combinations with your time frame and with all these settings which you can combine, do one by one. But there's just the capabilities are endless, really. So there's VWAP, moving average, same. It's gonna draw a moving average. If it's above and long signal, like you see, there's no more long signal because this candle closed right beneath the moving average. So there's no signal. Same with ATR, same with, this is really cool, we added this RSI and MACD at the same time. And like this is really bad, look. But, I mean, you just need to play around with these, try to change this around, and they sometimes see now it's profitable. You just need to play with these, and it may take time to actually find something good, but trust me, they are good, which a little later we'll show you a few setups, backtesting results. You can certainly see you can get some really great things out of these configurations. And the last one is a volume. Basically a volume, average, strong volume and weak volume, which you can, it's by default it's set up for 150% is a strong volume, 50 is a weak. You can set volume length, how many candles. It's gonna count the volume, and it's basically it's this you see this volume. So there's average volume, and you know volume is important as well, and you can, our indicators, all of our indicators will have this ability to do volume filter of the signal as well. So this is all for the filters of this signal and analysis. Now below is your alert setting, which can, I mean, you don't have to touch it really unless you're trying to automate this somehow. Send a webhook. It's just gonna show you, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's gonna show you the coin, or if you want to call it stock, just whatever you want to see in your alert. Next to each of this is gonna be the value, like long, open, entry price, take profit. And by the way, the alerts is going to be for every open signal, every take profit. It's going to show you an alert, and it's going to show you take profit percentage you need to close your position, your current position. And this we have covered in our website, very deep and specifically how to read this percent. What's this percentage of? It's basically percentage of your remaining trade, and we're gonna show you a few examples. So this the pivot settings, this is specifically for Camarilla Pivots. As you know, Camarilla Pivots historically it uses previous day, and automatic is set up for daily. It should be the same for previous daily settings of highs and lows, and it uses those settings to draw these pivots by which are used in this particular algorithm. And it's for daily, it's mostly good for intraday trading, of course, because it changes every day. However, you could set it for monthly, weekly, quarterly, even yearly if you want to do some real long-term trading. If we're gonna set up for weekly, for example, you're gonna see these lines go apart, like they're now further away, and as expected it is a bad result because the remaining setup is for intraday trading, and this is not like we have a schedule to close at the end of the day, so it does not make much sense. That's pretty much it for the indicator. Now overview. Now there's a lot of combinations here, and we have worked a lot to come up with some specific configurations. And if you don't wish to just explore and experiment, you can get some preset configurations for really tiny price for from our website. And let me show you some of the results. So this is the web page for the whole indicator. Everything in this video you can find here, and the video is going to be posted here. And here's some of the configurations we set up. For example, 1,600% in 5 years for QQQ index. This is what you want to see when you play around with the settings. This is what you want to see. Even if it's in the beginning slightly gonna go below, you want to see this growing steadily but surely growing up line. As for the percentage is really good. 5 years, this is good, and this is realistic. The profit factor, it's okay. It's not awesome, but it's okay, especially in combination with 69, almost 70%. If you round it up, it's pretty good. It's a good setup. We trade this ourselves. This is one of the algos we trade. Yeah, and here you go. There's this is just a few for now. More are being developed. This is for Bitcoin. Look at the percentage. It looks a bit unreal, and as you know, past performance does not necessarily mean it's gonna work in the future. But since this is patterns, this is great backup and potential for these configurations with our indicator. So yeah, as we said, you can find everything here, every trade, how it's opened, what should you expect, where is the stop loss, where's the take profit, what's each signal, how is it gonna look on the chart. It's gonna tell you about when the actual position is closed at the scheduling close settings. It's gonna show you every example you want. So this is the TP percentage. It's gonna if this is explained, it gives you an example how to count your closing percentage, how many stocks or whatever you trade you need to close. So yeah, it has everything. This is your alert. This is how a typical alert is gonna look. Everything you need: open, entry, every take profit. Every step of the trade is basically you're gonna be taken by hand. So, and oh, real quick, you can find it here as well. How to set up alerts, real easy. Just right click the chart, add alert, select Camarilla Pivots, and just create. Let's see how it is. You can, if you want to name it, you know, like what are you gonna trade to, whatever. It's S&P 500 intraday. That's great. And let's give it a second, and it should appear in a moment. There you go. That's it. It's gonna show you every step of the trade, every trade open, take profit, stop loss. Feel free to contact us if you have any questions on this. You can either click on the envelope, or it's always and by the way, we customly develop indicators. Just let us know what you're looking for, and we'll get back to you. Hopefully there was a good video guide and explanation, and good luck.